Hola Virgos, it's Tarot by Tess with your teen reading. I've already cut and shuffled your decks, so I'm going to start with a modified Celtic cross. What is the current situation for Virgos for the month of June? So what is the current situation for Virgos for the month of June? Fluff says hi. What's going on for the month of June? What's the current situation? Okay. Got some court cards in here, so you'll be dealing with some different people. It's interesting. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is lay out your deck first, or your spread. But you have the Knight of Pentacles, and sandwiched between it, or between it and the next card, we have Three of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Don't like to see him in reverse, so we'll see what that's about in a minute. Okay, what's crossing Virgos for the month of May? What's crossing Virgos in their situation? Okay, Death reversed. Interesting. Okay. What is the root of the situation for Virgos for 15? What is the root of the situation? Okay, it's just two, guys. I did see the moon though. Now the moon's not there. Now it's the Queen of Swords. What? That's some voodoo magic. I just saw the moon. Crazy. All right. Okay. So what's the root of the situation? What's the root of the situation? Oh, that one wanted to stick out. There it is, you guys. Oh, that's fucking scary as shit. I kept hitting it. It was sticking out sideways. The moon in reverse. I don't know if I saw it upright or in reverse before. Not sure. But it's reversed here. It's very interesting that I saw it and then it wasn't there. Maybe I'm seeing in the future. Okay, so let's go into the past. What is the past situation or what's the past event that led to the situation for Virgos? 18. What is the past position for Virgos? Okay. The Empress reversed. Okay. I feel like the moon's going to be significant there. I'm not sure. All right. What is the overarching theme? This is what crowns the reading. So again, it could be an overarching theme, an alternative outcome, or some advice. So what is crowning this reading for Virgo teen? What is crowning this reading for Virgo teen? Okay, I see two cards. We have the Two of Wands. And then somehow the King of Swords flipped over. So we need one more card because the Two of Wands is a 2 card. So King of Swords. I don't know if I said King of Wands or King of Swords, but it's King of Swords. Then we had the Queen of Swords earlier on the bottom. And I thought it was supposed to be the moon. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, I thought I saw the Chariot. No, it's not. It's the Page of Cups upright. Interesting. Okay. All right, and we'll do the outcomes in a minute. I want to go ahead and get started with this because there's a lot going on over here. At least so it should appear. Let's get to your situation. Now, you may not be dealing with this yet. I usually see the current situation as something you're going through now, but it may come up later, and that's possible. Even come up after. But I feel like it's usually very in the recent past, like even more recent than this past, or it's happening now, or it might happen in like a day or two. But only time will tell, and it's all depending on who you are. So this Three of Cups in the middle, it's the only non-court card in your situation. So I feel like there's some people involved in this situation, like more than one person. There does seem to be a little bit of deception, nothing extreme. This could be with coworkers, but with all this information in here, it feels a little love-like. But the Page of Swords is reversed. And then since we have the moon in here, automatically that's stalking. So there's a little bit of watching somebody, could be actually be stalking. That just means you're really watching somebody or somebody's really watching you. And if it's about love, it talks about them being manipulative. Like maybe they're being slow to be manipulative in that way. They want somebody's unwavering devotion. Or you could be doing this to somebody wanting their unwavering devotion. But it's like somebody is very devoted, okay? And they're stalking. And Three of Cups in reverse is a little strange because it's like it's not coming together. Saying, somebody's exhausting themselves or they're indulging in something that they know is excessive. That could be the stalking part. And they're trying to do it to get to an end, like by any means necessary almost. But this is saying you're not really going to get what you want that way. And it may not be you. It could be somebody, you know, that you're dealing with. It just says aim for some balance when it comes to the situation. Now, the root of the situation is the moon, so it may have been there was some stalking in the past. It doesn't have to be now. But it's still like affecting your current situation. But there could be a spy in your midst. There's probably more here, but I want to kind of see what else is going on before I get too much further into that situation. What's crossing is death reversed. So in addition to a Pisces, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But overall, when it's in reverse, it just means longing for the past, trying to revive a past romance. You could have a Scorpio stalking you, or you stalked a Scorpio, but it's holding on to something and not letting it go. Or if it's gone, trying to take it, like bring it back. You could have at some point revived a situation and then realized the person had been a little obsessed with you, possibly. And then with the Empress over here in the recent past in reverse, then recently you realize this. And you kind of see that there's more cons than pros in the situation. I feel that somebody's longing for a big change. It hasn't happened yet, or they're kind of afraid of it, but they're also longing for it. This may have been attempting times before. This could even be, with the Empress in reverse, there could be people who really, really, really want a kid, and they keep trying and it's not working. And it's saying, like, whatever this is, it could be a baby, it could be a job, it could be a person. It could be just anything from the past or something that hasn't been working out that you can't let go of. This is saying that you're so emotionally invested, you hunger after this. And that's what's driving you, is just all this emotion. And I don't usually see Virgos as emotional, but here we are. So, or at least that emotional, I should say. But here you are. And it was saying a radical change was needed. It was saying like you were so emotionally disrupted or maybe in chaos that a radical change had to happen. But this drive is going to lead to some kind of a transformation. And this will be like a really great change that would be permanent. So that's good. Some of you might move, quit smoking, work out, in some kind of toxic habit, possibly stalking, just anything. It could even be like negativity or something. Gossip. We do have gossip a little bit over here in your situation. So there's a few things that you could have here. Maybe even overworking or overspending. Either way, something you're doing like full on out, I think that's going to be changing. That's what's crossing you. Now we come to your root of your situation, which is the moon. With the moon in reverse here, it does talk about if you control your emotions, it writes the situation in your favor. That and the Chariot both say the same thing. And the Chariot is the Cancer card, and it's ruled by the moon, so they would be very similar. You could be dealing with a Pisces. You could have Pisces in your chart, or even Cancer in your chart. But we have emotional instability. So that led to this situation. Whatever this is not that important right now in comparison to here. We're seeing emotionally unstable, emotionally disrupted. And then we have here, like, you were so emotionally disrupted or interrupted, I guess you could say, or chaotic, that a final change was needed. Something had to happen. And we don't even have the Tower, although technically the Tower is in the background. Okay. But I feel like this is a good thing because it's a good permanent change. It's a big transformation. However, it just hasn't happened yet because death is reversed. So it will happen, but it hasn't yet. And that's what's crossing you. Maybe you really long for it, but you're also afraid. You may not understanding. Sometimes the unknown is good. So give in to the mystery. That's pretty much a good idea right now. I'm not seeing anything really harmful about having the moon in reverse. It could be that you had some kind of outside advice or intervention at some point. Let's clarify that a little bit. Why is the moon reversed here in this situation? Or the root of the situation? Oh, so there's a secret. Four of Pentacles. So somebody was holding on to a secret, but maybe they weren't aware, or it did come out. Because sometimes moon reverse is lack of awareness anyway. Wow. So it has to do with a secret of some sort, something that was not revealed. It could be emotions. It could be any number of things. But I feel like it came out because the moon is reversed. That's just my immediate thought when I see it. Again, we have obsession here with Four of Pentacles. So maybe somebody finally realized they were obsessed. They weren't really aware they were, or even stalking. We have lots of possession and obsession. And that seems like it had been unhealthy, so somebody's going to change. Yeah. King of Pentacles in reverse. I don't really like him in reverse because it's saying that something is corrupt or perverse. And it's saying maybe somebody has a weakness or a vice. That's what this guy is. He's a weakness or a vice. And it's possible stalking even. But there's something that you know is bad for you, like smoking, for instance. That's a vice. That's a weakness. And it's like you are holding on to it. Like it's hard for you to quit smoking or hard for you to do this or that. But it looks like you're going to have a final and great change, but it's not coming up in your current situation of what's crossing you. What's crossing you is that it hadn't happened yet. You're trying to stop something, but it hadn't happened yet. But so far, anything that's hard, like an addiction or a habit. I don't really see drugs because we don't have like the devil here, for instance. But we do have 2 obsession or addiction cards and then another obsession card, actually. And Page of Swords can be that too. And then we have overindulging with the 3 of Cups in reverse. And I have 2 bored cards. It's like somebody's not going out anymore because they're trying to quit some kind of a habit. Sometimes when you're quitting a bad thing for you, you can't hang out with the same people anymore. So I can definitely see that in your current situation. That makes a lot of sense. So I can even see boredom with death reversed. But it feels like the change is less intense. And you're looking for that great big change. But it could be that you're taking little steps every day. And then eventually you'll see, oh, I'm completely different. Or this is completely different. So we have the 6 of Cups in reverse in your root of the situation. So it could be dealing with the past love. Could be dealing with family. This says your emotion be stuck in the past, or there's a secret about the past, maybe even a father figure. However, I feel like this is more about a vice or a weakness. And it's longing for the past. That's what it seems like. I mean, I almost feel like you're a Cancer in this situation. But you have it in your moon or rising, or even Venus. Maybe you have the idea of naive or unrealistic. So naive means like not knowing. Maybe not knowing that somebody is a weakness or a vice. Now, if it's not a vice or a weakness for you, which it could be, this usually talks about characteristics more than a person when he's in reverse. So there's also this idea of reaching a goal unethically. Okay, so somebody have done something that they rather keep secret. So again, we kind of have a little bit of options here in that case. And then with the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups reversed, it's like you're holding on to some kind of a sentimental idea, some kind of emotion from the past. And it's your vice for some people. And you're being very stubborn about keeping it. That's what you're holding on to, some kind of emotion or relationship from the past. That's the root of the situation. That's why you are maybe stalking or really thinking about it really hard, and you're just very devoted. And the thing is, I think there's a stranger who's interested in you. So they're not that much of a stranger, but they're not saying anything. They know, or you don't act interested in anybody because you're still thinking about some kind of sentimental something from the past. And so they're staying quiet. Probably an ambitious young man too. Well, it's a man. I just consider it a man. It doesn't have to be. But somebody ambitious so that you know them from work. And we do have co-workers with the 3 of Cups. So it's a possibility you're not actually meeting this person or dating or even talking with them. You may hear gossip, but that's about it. Okay. I also have boring here too and tight-fisted. So just like really holding on. But there's, again, a sense of boredom. You may eventually grow tired of holding on to this and not seeing results. Okay. Now, in the recent past, you had the Empress. Oh, okay. So it could be you feel like you wasted your energy on something that was a failure, or being depressed or in despair. I can see that here. And so you feel like you haven't really done anything productive and it's affected your life, your income. Could be in denial about some kind of a secret or something that you kind of realized you did, but you're also in denial about it. And again, we have like no kids. So there could be that idea here with the Empress reversed as well. So there may be something somebody's doing. Also with the Four of Pentacles and the Empress, it says there's a need to let go, but it's in reverse, so you haven't let it go. I'm not sure what it is you're holding on to, though. Again, there could be things here. And then Six of Cups talks about happy children, but we both have it in reverse. In fact, who got this? Pisces, and Pisces is even in here. Pisces got a lot of these cards, and the idea of like an unhappy childhood or unhappy children. So you might be dealing with a Pisces for sure, or they're just in your life somewhere, and they're in the same kind of reading you are. And Three of Cups is saying like some kind of group wasn't nurtured. So you may feel like in your childhood you weren't nurtured, or in the workplace you're not nurtured. It's saying nurture groups to help others is what I have. But if there's been a problem, it looks like there was some denial. Somebody's still hanging on. They think something's going to happen, but they're denying it. And then that's why the change hasn't happened yet. All right, your overarching theme, advice, or alternative outcome is the Two of Wands. So you have a decision. The whole world's in front of you. You're on that precipice. What are you going to do? This says you gain an awareness of yourself. And again, if you're trying to beat some kind of a vice, this is a good opportunity. It's real. It's true. You can grow from this. So again, it's really going to be a permanent change once it happens. And you'll, accomplish this. You will. It's just going to take a combination of discipline, your self-discipline, and your intuition. You'll go your own way, kind of way. Like you'll follow your intuition, so you'll go your own way. And you'll just take responsibility if something doesn't go right. That's what I'm seeing. And then again, I have maintaining balance no matter what happens. Like I see be objective, judge fairly, and unusual things are going to start happening. And I also see bored with the world. So there's a lot of boredom in here for some reason. I don't know if somebody's eating because they're bored, or they're just bored because they're holding on to some old sentimentality. Okay, so on one side you have the Page of Cups. You could, again, this is a Pisces card, so you could be dealing with a Pisces. I'm seeing it's positive. It's like there's a surprise, possibly. Again, that could have that admirer that hasn't said anything, represented by the Knight of Pentacles here. You might get asked out, and then there's this idea of somebody kind of trying to, like, take care of you. I'm not sure what that's about. And then we have the King of Swords. So it could be a well-educated man or an ambitious man. Doesn't have to be a man. I just like to go with the gender that's on the card. And I'm seeing that if there's any over-emotionality, this person will get a little irked or spooked even. They'll be flirty, they'll be charming, but like emotional things that are heavy are kind of scary for this person. Or they just don't like it. And that could cause you to be seen as less than maybe in their eyes. Hopefully not. That's a little harsh. We're wanting judgment here, and then this says, have fair judgment with the Two of Wands. But I feel like this could also be advice and not necessarily people. It is to balance your emotions with your intellect. I'm seeing there needs to be a balance between it. So again, we have your emotionality somehow or other was disrupted. And it looks like it's still there. And that's why it's telling you to balance it out. Be a little logical when you need to be, and a little emotional when you need to be. Okay, let's see. What is the outcome for Virgos for the next, within 3 months? What's the outcome for Virgos in 3 months? From now until 3 months. What's the outcome for Virgos? What's the outcome of the situation for Virgos? Oh, now we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. And the King of Cups. You could be dealing with two people. Either that or there's a water sign, maybe even possibly a Pisces because he's shown up 3 times. This is technically a Scorpio card, so he's shown up twice. It could be a Scorpio. Somebody's rushing in. They want to tell you something. We have the Page, Knight, and King of Swords, so you could be dealing with an air sign as well. But this could be somebody you've known for a long time since childhood. Especially if you're a male, this could be you. You've grown up in some way, and you've maybe kept some feelings secret. But I like that we have all the court cards for the swords. I mean, except the Queen. I saw her, but technically, I guess we don't need her. Let's talk about romantic surprises and unexpected encounters or secret admirers, and they're new admirers. It doesn't necessarily have to be. They're usually new admirers, but, you know, everybody's different. So I can see that happening. And again, we have the idea of change with the Knight of Swords. So I have like emotional change. I feel like there's a water sign or somebody emotionally balanced is coming in, rushing in with his, you know, emotional balance with him. Because normally this guy's impulsive, but here it's not so much because he's kind of making him more mellowed out. Fluff says hi in a very strange way. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? It's not like he's in pain, but no, he just wants to be heard. I feel like somebody's going to rush in and meet your emotional needs. It's really nice in the next 3 months. Okay, what's the outcome for Virgos within the next 6 months? What's the outcome for the situation in Virgos in the next 6 months? The outcome for Virgos within the next 6 months for their situation. What's the outcome for Virgos? Okay. Nine of Swords reversed. So finally confronting a situation that wasn't confronted before. I feel like it'll be short-lived. Whatever the Nine of Swords is upright, it'll be short-lived. Again, you know, Pisces had these cards, some of these. So there is this idea of, you know, being upset at not being able to have children. You know, the change will happen, but it's delayed. I don't see that in the outcome, though. Not yet. Not the 3-month one. There is this idea of overindulging. Stop. Or overspending. That's possible, but I feel like that is going to stop. And it's like finally a strategy you're going to try is going to work. I feel like you've gone through all these strategies, or here's a list of all the things you've done. Could be all the conversations you've had with somebody, and it hadn't worked, and you're just like very upset about it. But within 6 months, bam, getting out of it. It's coming undone. It's going to be done. Also, I'm seeing more stubbornness. So it just says, be patient. You know, you've won. Good news is coming to you. But I have this idea of not rushing. So be careful because you do have rushing. This could be you, but I feel like it's somebody else coming in. But just be careful of going too fast. Okay. It also alludes to the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is feeling mentally trapped, as well as not being able to do something that you want to do. It could be how one feels whenever they have some kind of a vice that they feel like they're not in control of. The Eight of Swords. They do have the blindfold on, but they can actually easily get out. Even if they can't see the way with the blindfold on, she can get out of those bonds because it's really not that tight. That's what the Eight of Swords would mean in this situation. All right, let's get the bottom of the deck. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. And with the moon here, it's about like some kind of surprise pregnancy. Those cards mean that. But they're both reversed, so it's maybe somebody surprised that they weren't pregnant. But it could still apply as being surprised that they're pregnant. Could again be dealing with family in some way because of the Ten of Pentacles. Again, I have worried about money. And again, there is some kind of advice, not advice, but vice, like a weakness. So maybe feeling guilty, but I'm seeing that it's misplaced guilt, like I said in the Pisces reading. So you may want to watch Pisces for some reason, because a lot of the same cards are coming up. I feel like it may just be that things change by chance in some way. Okay, let's see what I can get for you with next deck. Let's see. What is the advice or messages? Okay, an opportunity is coming. Interesting. Okay, what is the advice or messages for Virgos 13? Advice or messages for Virgos. Compromise. Okay, so somehow or another it involves compromise. And whenever you're trying to work on something, that's usually the best route to go. There'll be a chance for healing the past. I just dropped way too many cards to use. Okay, now on the floor, too far away for me to grab, upright, it says within the next few weeks. Since I can't pick it up and put it back in the deck, I'm assuming you're meant to know it. So within the next few weeks, which could be about 3 months' time, something's going to come in for you. Okay, let's see, what messages are there for Virgos for me too? Virgos. I can pull for you guys. Okay, so we have no. I'm not sure if that's supposed to come out because I pulled it. See if anything else comes out then. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, now we have within the next few months. So some of you, it's probably within the 6-month time frame. But some of you, it's within the 3 months. Okay. So for some people, it's saying, no, it's not a few weeks, it's a few months. Okay. All right. Well, Virgos, I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. And good luck for the month of May.